Let's go. Let's see what we've got here. This is gonna be fun, man. This one's gonna hurt, I know it is. The right tail cover, rear brake. 345, 49. Lower triple. Oh shoot, it's right there in front of my stupid face. What? Wall art, maybe? Front brake disc. Right lower fairing. Alright, exhaust. Well, at this freaking rate, engine cover. No, that's insane, dude. Silenciatore completo. Muffler. Got nobody but myself to blame. So this is the video where I come to the painful realization of just how much damage I did to my bike. A surprising amount in just the weirdest possible way. None of it was my fault. I mean, there was black ice in June. A lady with a stroller pushing a baby across the street at 5:45, 6 a.m. in the morning. My brakes failed on my brand new bike. It was entirely my fault. And because it was my fault, I feel that it would be cathartic to at least look over the total amount of damage that I did. So in this video, I'm just gonna talk about the damage that was done and what it's gonna take to fix it. Hopefully that intro gave you a little bit of an idea of what the pain was in the process. Add it all up in that spreadsheet, and I'll get to that number in just a second so you can share my pain. Just how much this is going to cost. Full disclosure, the number that I arrived at was not the actual total damage done. It was just what it would take to get this bike back to brand new when I bought it before I dropped it, which is ultimately the goal. Maybe, we'll see. You ready for that number? Are you ready? I'm not even ready to see it again. So, you ready for that number? Oh my gosh, I don't want to see it. Here it is. Here it is. Careful. Rip the Band-Aid. Here's the number. Pretty good, right? So again, that number is everything that was damaged, you know, even a little bit that I would want to replace to return to new. There's actually only one thing that has to be replaced to ride. A couple other things that need to be fixed to make it, you know, safe to ride. You see this little guy? That little guy? If it'll focus. Hopefully it's focusing. Who knows what this is? It's the steering stop, and I sheared it off my lower triple. I sheared both of them. There are two. Don't know how this happened, considering the bike just went down on one side and it stayed on that one side. Somehow, I managed to shear both sides off. Frame looks fine. Scrape the powder coating off. Those little guys knock into the side of it, and it looks like that's all that happened. You know, not super high quality steel or anything, it's just cast steel. We wouldn't want it to be super strong because then you're gonna break the frame at the cost of your lower triple. I don't wanna pay $1,700 for a new frame. But the bottom line is, I now have to replace that whole bottom yoke. It's only about $630, but it's beyond my skill set. So the next step is to take it over to Ducati Redmond, see what the assessed damage is. Now, I'm taking it with a big grain of salt because even when you take your car in to have the oil changes, it turns out some fuse is bad in your radio or something like that. I want an expert to look at it, and those guys are pretty good over there despite their $149 an hour labor rate. That right there is gonna be like, if I were to get everything done, like $3,000. I'm gonna do as much of this as I possibly can. I have to replace all of the plastics. I only went down on the right side, but it kind of pushed pressure all the way over to the left side. Didn't even scratch the the front fairing. Didn't scratch it at all. Broke it from the pressure of the right side. That transferred all the way across to the left side and broke the fastener on the left side that attaches to the top fairing. Need a new front brake disc. Has to be done. That thing's ground pretty good. It kind of rubbed along a curb. Calipers are fine. Sheared a little bolt off on the rear caliper, but has nothing to do with the actual caliper itself. Need a rear brake though. The lever for the brake on the foot peg is, of course, obligatorily snapped. Oh shit. You really just fucking do that? And what's not included in that number, actually, is this guy. This is my pride and joy, was, at least. This is a Sigma 135 1.8 lens. It was expensive. It wasn't on the camera. It wasn't mounted to the body. This is the camera I'm using. It was with my bag completely fine, as you're looking at me right now. And I had 2 other lenses in my bag in addition to this. Completely fine. The cheap little Rokin that I'm filming with right now, completely fine. I had another Sony 85mm, completely fine. So the focus doesn't work on that anymore. And the focus ring doesn't focus, and it sounds bad. And that's $1,300. So more than anything, and it's still under warranty, and there's not a mark on it, that might be an issue with Sigma more than my amazing riding skills. I used to be a good rider. I just gotta, So in addition to all of that and figuring out how much the damage is gonna cost to repair, that needs to be repaired from Ducati Redmond. Also considering changing things up a little bit. Part of the reason is cost. I have to get fairings. The OEM fairings on the Ducati Corsa, if I were to replace the ones I need to, it's about $3,300. There's another company, you may have heard of them, Moto XP or Cambi. They're in Italy, so they know Ducati. They make some pretty good plastics. There's not a lot of information about them out there, but the little bit of information there is all very, very good. They happen to make the Corsa style paint. They will do that for you. That's an option. Paint it with OEM colors, with factory colors to factory spec, so they will make it matte and they will make the finish like the Corsa, and that'll cost about this. But the other alternative is, and I've gotten a lot of good feedback on this, so it might happen, it's a little bit more expensive than doing the OEM through this group, but not like crazy, not like break the bank, not $3,300. This option, right there. The green version of the MotoGP 18 livery. Livery? I don't know. That is only, which is still $2,000 cheaper than going through the OEM of Ducati. So those are the guys I'm thinking about. And making this actually something special. Until they make a bike that's nearly uncrashable, best option is probably just to take it easy on the fairings. I don't plan on going down again, but I didn't plan on going down my first time. That's how it works out, right? Next video is going to be me getting the bike prepped to get on my Jeep and get over to the dealership. That's a whole thing in and of itself because I have to buy a hitch. This bad boy. Yep, hefty. You buy a JL 2018 Rubicon with the towing package. It only comes with a class 2 hitch that can tow 3,500 pounds, but the hitch can only take about 300 pounds on the tongue. Jeep, man, Jeep, doesn't make sense. Come on, dudes. So I had to get a new hitch that's rated to like 700 pounds so I can pop the bike and a carrier on that. It'll be my first time loading a motorcycle that isn't a dirt bike, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, keeping this one short and sweet. That's it. Talk to you soon.